Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
So Marvelous Miss Maisel, excellent start to season 3.
Yeah, I really think they've set up a really cool season that's going to be different than the previous two.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's not stagnant. We're not. I live with my parents, and I'm going to keep doing comedy shows, and my career's going to take off, and
Yep.
maybe I'll have romantic adventures, and maybe I won't.
Yeah.
But it's not static at all, and I love the fact that we have spent 2 episodes here really setting up a road tour.
Yeah, we're definitely headed up for Midge there.
Mhm.
She's having some success. The road tour, I'm really excited to see.
I am too.
We get to meet Shy Baldwin's manager,
Yes,
real manager.
Sterling K. Brown, who I am very excited is on the show.
Couldn't believe it.
I couldn't either. I love that. I love him as an actor too.
I do too.
I've never watched This Is Us. I know he's a big part of that.
Mhm.
I've never watched any of This Is Us. I just know him and the guy from Heroes is on, and that's all I know about the show.
I see clips on TikTok, but I have no context. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is the show? You know?
Yeah, I have no idea. I know it's really popular,
Mhm.
but I've seen some of his film work, and the guy is good. The guy's really, really good.
We talked last week when we saw. We both hate the Predator movie.
Terrible, terrible film.
Awful movie, but he's the best part of it.
He is the best part of an awful movie, and that's saying something because it had a stacked
A
cast.
lot of charisma too. From that guy, you know?
He does have a lot of charisma,
So,
doesn't he?
I want to see him more on this show. He's gonna go on tour, obviously.
Right. Yeah. I think since he's the real manager,
Mhm.
he's going to be on tour. We had him with Susie, and I'm not sure what their dynamic's going to be. It seemed a little contentious moving forward.
A little.
Maybe not terribly.
It was
He's
like
he's
territorial.
intimidating. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. It's like two cats, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of am curious what his dynamic is going to be with Midge. Really.
I think it might be like a mentor kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
You know, I think it might he might rub off some of the attitude onto her to teach her to be a little more territorial and
Sure.
and tough, maybe a little more mean.
Right. And my thought after the episode, and I didn't consider this going into it, is what happens if he is incredibly good at his job, which I expect he is, and Midge is seeing that as comparison to
Susie.
the let's just to put it nicely, bumpy relationship she has with Susie, and
It
that
is
includes
bumpy.
professionally, not even just personally, professionally.
It has been bumpy. It's interesting. As she gets more successful, Susie's kind of dropping the ball a little bit. Now she's new at this.
Right. And
You can't blame her, really. I mean,
sure. And sometimes Midge is part of the problem on that too,
Yeah.
right? That her expectations and her privilege shows sometimes with like, who's carrying my bags up while we're on the road and
Yeah.
stuff. So they're both at fault a little bit for some of their naivete, but it's to be expected. Anytime you start doing something new,
Yeah.
especially when, like, let's face it, since they're both new at their job, it makes it twice as hard.
Mhm.
A new manager can be led along by a talented, experienced performer and vice versa.
Yeah.
A new performer can be led along by really strong, experienced management. But they're both new, which I think really complicates their issues.
It does, and not to mention this whole Sophie Lennon thing. I mean, I wonder if that's gonna. Okay, so what if the Sophie thing kind of nudges Susie in the right direction, and then obviously Shy's manager nudges Midge in the right direction? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Susie handles it.
Yeah,
Is she going to be effective trying to be on the road, kind of holding hands with Midge? Because let's face it, most managers generally don't go on the road
no,
with their performers, right?
I don't think so.
You don't have to. You can do things
from an office,
right? You can work,
from a phone,
oversee contracts and stuff like that, from your office while you're doing other people. But to be on the road full time with Midge while also trying to completely, I mean, she was hired to basically change Sophie Lennon's career path.
She was.
So there's a
That's
lot,
a big ask.
yeah, especially for someone who's brand new in the role. So there's a lot on Susie, probably even more on her than there is on Midge.
I think we're going to see a lot of contention going forward.
I do too. I think this might be a growth season more for Susie than Midge because she's in over her head, and she's going to see somebody who's really good at their job.
Yeah,
and I don't remember his name. Did you catch his name? Sterling K. Brown's character. I forgot it too.
We're bad at names.
I'm sorry. There's so many characters. We're doing several shows too. We did that so poorly. And we're doing so many ensemble shows. So it's like we're trying to juggle 100 characters here. But I think seeing him being competent in his job may help Susie out. You know what I mean? I think this might be an arc season for her.
I just hope we're not headed towards some sort of like competition and like headbutt between Susie and Midge. Like Midge has him now, and then Susie has Sophie, and I hope there's not any contention that way. I want them to stay together as far as the show goes.
I think they will. I think that's like it's like Breaking Bad, right?
Walter and Jesse.
Walter and Jesse. I mean, by the end of the show, obviously they're opposing forces, but their dynamic, even though it completely changed and everything, had to keep going. Then if Midge, fires or Susie leaves Midge, she's just kind of gone.
Yeah, it's true.
And I don't think you can have the show without their dynamic, whether it's in a good place or a bad place.
Yeah,
just like those two guys, right? I think it has to be there all the way through.
For sure. It's not going to be full blown Walter and Jesse.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
There's no way Midge is going to get locked up by some skinheads, Right? But you're right, and I do like the conflict. Conflict is good television. It's good drama.
Absolutely.
We've gotten a lot of it though.
But there's two of them, right? Yeah. Oh, we have, and they're just such different people coming from such different backgrounds.
They are very different.
I mean, I don't know that Susie's ever had money at all. She doesn't come from a loving family. She doesn't come. Yeah, she does not. And then you look at the privilege of Midge. That's like who sometimes might be going away here on a lot of levels has no idea how good she's had it. You know what I mean? Like, who's bringing up my bags? Why don't you have your au pair come over? I think
they're going to find out real soon because Rose refused that money.
Right? Yeah,
they're already getting kicked out of the apartment.
Yeah, they're both pridefully losing everything, and that's fine. I know people that will burn themselves down on principle, and sometimes it's admirable, but I do agree with you. I don't think either one of them are really prepared for that reality. Yeah. Maybe Abe a little bit, because it sounds like he came up that way. He didn't come from incredible privilege.
No, he was
a
kind of.
Rose did.
Rose has money, yeah.
Right.
Oil money.
But, I mean, at the same time, Abe was completely clueless about the money.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't afford this incredible, this wealthy lifestyle on my teacher salary? So he's just as aloof as Rose is a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're in for a rude awakening. Maybe they come out of it stronger. I hope so.
I hope so too.
And maybe Midge has to be the breadwinner in the family and kind of save the day too.
Which kind of signals the fact that she might choose Sterling K. Brown. If he's making her more money, she's going to need the money for her family. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, right? As we move forward, for the first time, money is going to be more important to Midge.
Yeah,
because she doesn't have that safety net anymore.
Let's see if she can actually make some money.
All right.
Let's see.
All right, we're going to go and get started here, guys. We do want to welcome a couple Patreon subscribers for the last few days. So Liam Rage, Shanice Brunson, and Anna, thanks so much, guys, and welcome. We're very glad you're here with us.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you'd mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, and there's a lot of it, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. You'll need to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. You'll just see and hear us. We're watching on Amazon. We're also doing 30 Rock right now. It's a Patreon exclusive.
Yes, we are.
A lot going on.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I mean, representing Sophie Lennon, you're a real macha now, Susie.
There's so much outrage here.
Yeah.
You asked me to come down, so I came. I didn't know it was a whole lawyer thing.
What, you thought I asked you here for a cheese tasting?
I would walk out. I'm like, whatever this isn't going to go well for her. So just leave until you do have a lawyer.
Are those his lawyers, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, he's suing her for sure, yeah.
And that it goes for another 5.5 years. You knew that too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
No, she didn't.
What, you think this is funny?
No, but I do think you're just trying to scare me.
How am I doing?
So what do you do for 5.5 years?
You can get, I mean, there are ways out of contracts.
Sure.
We don't do indentured servitude in America. He's going to get a cut.
He will.
Oh, hey, she mentioned Strindberg yet?
Oh.
I'm going to let you have that one too. Strindberg, my gift to you.
It's going to be a headache, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that's a really interesting opening.
Yeah.
You'd be fine living in a building full of dead dogs.
Rose, they don't store the dead dogs in the building.
Oh, no.
They have no income. I don't know if they could be picky at this point in New York.
Yeah.
Dead dogs don't have spirits, and if they did, they wouldn't galumps, they would trot or canter.
Oh.
So Zelda might be going away here pretty soon, too.
Yeah, they can't afford her.
What about my kitchen?
Oh, please.
There better not be a bathtub in my kitchen.
She's going with them?
I guess so.
I still don't know how we're supposed to know what we're not going to need at a place we haven't found yet.
So you'd prefer to pack everything we own into a one-bedroom, like we're the Collier brothers?
They're both to blame for this situation, for sure. Yeah.
Also, I'm going to miss this apartment. It's a great set.
Yeah.
He wants to be an only child, and he's been trying to will it into existence.
Rose, I talk to you about the dead dogs in the bedroom.
Even this kid is killing it.
So somebody pointed out, we were talking about the Steadicam shots.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is the same Steadicam operators from Goodfellas.
No kidding.
Yeah, not the same DP, but the same Steadicam operators.
So guys who really know what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Hey, no.
Ding dong!
We're here.
Where's the
Ding
free
dong.
stuff?
Where's the free stuff?
Yeah.
Taiwan.
France again. It's quite expensive.
I'm sure it's expensive. Just doesn't look it.
Nope.
Tush always knows.
I hope
my
they're
God.
paying them for this stuff and not
Right?
just being
Yeah.
awful.
It's gonna take a couch.
Yeah.
He wasn't kidding! Ethan wasn't kidding! Esther's gone. She ran away. Oh, God.
What? Is she old enough to run away? Oh.
Oh,
Joel saves the day again.
yeah. Oh, poor kid.
Got a few
Ethan.
things set aside for the
It's a great shot.
Told
Like,
you.
like The Shining.
Yeah, it wasn't The Shining. Yeah. Come and play with me. I think.
The oven's not working.
Yeah, I told you that.
Zelda!
Yes, Miss Lydia?
See if Mrs. Folger is awake, coherent, and willing to cook my brisket for 2 hours at $3.75.
Right away.
The oven's not working. That's
Yeah.
How long's that been going on?
Fire escape.
This from a man who quit.
the cigarettes.
Yeah,
That's what we're
right.
talking about.
Cool.
And I just think it would be smart for you to maybe drop the attitude, treat me with the
Thank you.
respect that I...
I wonder what coat she's leaving with.
I know, right? Yeah. Some more furs.
Let's repair to the library.
So Sophie's not dumb.
No, not at all. She
could have-
knows she's in trouble here with the contract too, though. She might have a plan.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Phil.
Well, I think we've got a couple of winners here for you, sir.
More pickle jokes.
One of the guys in the back there I went to college with,
What?
Eric Grattan.
No kidding.
Yeah, in Emporia State.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You
Yeah.
know he's in the show?
No, but I see him pop up on stuff every once in a while.
That's cool.
What time is it?
Around 3.
AM or PM?
You're joking, right?
Could you get word to my mom? Tell her I'm okay.
I do love Wallace Shaw on this man.
Yes, jokes are so bad.
It's terrible, right? No wonder hers are so stale.
Yeah.
Welcome to the library.
Wow.
She has no books in her library.
Books feed me.
Well, it looks like you ate all of them.
Yeah, there's like 14
Yeah,
books
yeah.
in her library. This room is bigger than my house.
Yeah.
Lunch?
She has not read
Lunt's
this.
good. Love Lunt, yes.
Or Pope?
The Pope could do it. Is he speaking English?
Michael
God,
Pope,
no.
the actor.
Of course, yes. Michael
Pope can
Pope,
do it.
he's good too.
So she has to put together a Broadway show?
How? Yeah.
Look, you'll never
You're
know.
prioritizing me over all else. Yes, and I'm phrasing these things as questions, but they are not.
Yeah, I'm back to not really caring for Sophie.
Right. And Susie's straight lying to her, too.
Big time.
It's funnier than anything those losers gave me. Write that down.
Sure, jeez.
So she has to bring up the contract with Harry. She has to bring that up.
Yeah, that needs to be the top of the
That's what I'd be
conversation. It's
saying,
like,
yeah.
do you have a plan to get out of your contract
I'm
with
not
Harry?
getting paid. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Any questions while Midge is gone? Ask me.
We're not on the list.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
You don't have a home.
I held off putting you on the list until you land somewhere.
Oh, I see. You don't want them curled up with us in our Bowery flop house.
Or on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull up with my
Zelda's like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to Poughkeepsie.
I would just be like, Joel's in charge. He's dad.
Gotta be. Like,
Yeah,
he's been great lately, too.
he has. And Midge really tried to do right by everybody there, especially the kids, and everyone blew it up.
I know.
Bye, bedroom.
Esther went away.
I'm holding her, kid.
I want a cookie.
Oh, Ethan. Does suck. Leaving
It
Charlotte
does.
home.
Yeah. Obviously, she's going to be more connected to it than Ethan is.
Of course. It does suck. Like, when we moved out of my childhood home, I was in
Of
high
course,
school, and I
yeah.
was like, oh, this sucks.
It's like getting rid of your first car, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you're upgrading, but still, it's like,
One last moment with it.
Just take that tiny place on 65th. Where are your plugs?
I called them a half hour ago. It's already
It's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. It's Manhattan, man.
You're going to have to go to a hotel for a
Yeah.
while now.
And if Zelda doesn't have a decent kitchen, she'll cook us poison mushrooms on our faulty hot plate.
They pride, you know, their hubris got them into this mess for both of them. Yeah.
It's like, you just would have kept your job, you know?
Right?
Oh, Mrs. Folger enjoyed the more than half she kept for herself.
Come on. It was 49% at most.
Like I wouldn't notice.
Oh, that's rude.
Took half the brisket.
Yeah.
You ready?
Packed, unpacked, and repacked, so yes.
This is a very melancholic episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really nervous.
You're gonna be great.
You know, honestly, I don't think it's impossible if by the end of this they end up together by the end of the show.
I really don't. I mean,
Now that they're divorced, they're good. They're great
now
for
that
each other.
what's Zach Levi's name again?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Now that he's come out of the picture, I mean, obviously her career is her focus right now. But
Right. But it doesn't have to be a permanent situation where you can only have the career.
like Don Johnson, Melanie Griffith, they got married how many times?
Right. Look at this set. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, there we go. These shots always are so impressive because like people have to get out of the way, jump into the shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a big set. It's a tiny set.
It's an old airplane set. That looks great.
Good question. Let me check that for you. What kind of beds are in Susie Maisel and Midge Maisel's room? It's right here. The answer is that's below my pay grade.
I was wondering if that's where the setup was going. Yeah.
Your pilot for this flight, along with my co-pilot Daryl and navigator Chris.
I wonder if there's any old school planes like this that are still in commission. I doubt they use them.
Right.
It'd be kind of cool if they had them still.
I'm sure there's some like tour and stuff in these flight museums and stuff.
It'd be sick.
Jesus Christ, I'm halfway through this thing. There hasn't been one laugh. Maybe it gets funny later.
It's not a comedy. How did she not? Did you not listen to her when she said how she wanted to change her career?
Susie. Sorry. Putting it away.
She can read a book.
That's so selfish for her.
It is.
How do these things weigh 1,000
She's
tons?
nervous. Let her read.
I know. I have finished books on planes before, man.
I need
to distract myself. I hate
sure.
Susie, you can't hold your breath the whole flight. Yes, I can.
And I had the same reaction when I flew for the first time.
No one when I was a kid warned me about the ears thing too. So
yeah,
it's just like, what's
popping,
going on with my head? Yeah.
My mom gave me some gum, and I was like, oh, what's this for?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
I love flying into Chicago and just seeing all the sky.
For sure, right? And the lake and everything. Yeah.
It's like flying, it's like the takeoff and the landing. They always get me. I hate it.
Not to your head.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Another great shot. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Big swooping wonder of the casino.
Yeah, this is great. Big shot. Now, this is how you do a handheld.
I know. That must have taken forever.
Yeah.
The head of food and beverage is the big guy? The guy who orders the pickles and orange juice?
If you learned anything in Casino, you know, the head of food and beverage might actually just be the guy in charge of everything. Yeah.
Watch Casino.
Same words again.
Food and beverage.
I'm feeling a little blonde right now.
The guy's a mobster.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Mad Men is much more subtle about it. When Faye was talking about it, she does the whole nose thing.
Yeah.
And when he asked what it is, I blanked and said the room should be filled with teddy bears.
Yellow ones.
Said it was your favorite color.
My favorite color's pink.
I panicked.
See, this is another, like, Susie just blowing it, you
I
know?
have so many freaking teddy bears.
Yeah, those old school slot machines.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Once again, wish I had a time machine.
I won! You won! Cover it! Look at all those pennies pouring. Just think if they were nickels.
Just think if they were nickels.
Stand.
You're standing on that.
Is blowing just for craps?
Why'd you stand on that?
Dealer is 20.
Yes! No.
No.
What happened?
Is Susie going to develop a bad habit here?
It looks like it, yeah. They're just doing two different slot machines here.
It's after midnight.
We've been here 6 straight hours?
I guess so.
I just realized I really gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God. Pace yourselves in Vegas.
Right.
Get up. Get up. Get your coat. Come on. Hurry. Put your coat on. Hurry.
Getting it. Jeez.
What are they doing?
I don't know. She saw something out the window that made her very happy.
Susie! You're on the mark.
Oh.
That's so awesome.
That is cool, yeah.
Big time, baby. Take a picture.
And don't you know it's happening?
Good for her.
Yeah. That is cool.
Now go get some sleep.
Look at this shot up over the sign here. That's awesome.
Oh, I don't even care that it's probably CGI.
Doesn't matter. It looks great.
It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you for that thoughtful and Pulitzer-worthy question, sir. Really impressive. Let's see if anyone can top that.
Stop that.
Yes, because you wouldn't pony up the money for those pictures.
Hey, this is not my problem. Bring us another picture or stick with the panty pose.
Yeah, it actually is. I like the fact you can compartmentalize like that.
It's like, not you. You.
Yeah.
Forget the tune. We can't even get past the second bar.
Someone's throwing an F-sharp in that does not belong.
So this tune's not gonna be ready. Is that what's happening?
So you think she's going to be an important part of it? The lady that was getting hit on, and now she's kind of running the band, or part of the band anyway.
She's on tour. Well, I don't know if she's on tour, but she's definitely there.
Yeah, she's performing.
Listen to me, I'm already losing my voice.
Your voice sounds fine.
When you're a grizzled veteran like me, you'll understand.
You're all of 33.
Only on the outside.
Yeah, he's probably been doing this for
He's been
20
touring for a long
years.
time.
Yeah. He's probably stage performing when he was like 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These guys sing forever.
Right.
Like Sinatra was so young.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this sucks. I'm going to miss this place.
Yeah.
Great set.
It was a great set. It's tough how they ended up here, too, you know?
It is. It's almost reminiscent of them in Paris.
Yeah. I almost feel like, go back.
To Paris? Yeah, I mean, well, I can afford it.
Honestly, I think that small apartment in Paris, and I don't know for sure, obviously, is probably cheaper than finding an apartment in Manhattan. I just feel like the real estate in Manhattan is so much more crazy. Now it's, what, San Francisco? It's impossible to live?
Yep, San Diego.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Maylin.
That's your real name?
Yes.
It's pretty. You're blushing.
No, I'm not.
You're human.
Oh, scuttlebutt.
I feel like she should have won an Oscar for Everything Ever All at Once.
She was more qualified than Jamie Lee.
I thought so, too.
And I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Do you have a mirror?
Sorry. 2 minutes to curtain.
Oh, she looks great.
It's amazing. It looks good.
Yes.
Stop, Susie. God.
It was my head. Shy's hair girl hates you.
Where were you? If you were there, you could have
Why
kept them
you-
from turning me into my
It's of
cousin
the era.
Hava.
Also, don't freaking try to make her get in
Don't
her own
psych her
head
out.
right
Yeah,
before she goes on stage.
Kip fixed that in 2 minutes.
No, it's not. These people are all here to see Shy. They don't care about me.
40 seconds.
So change their mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well.
Ah, she's got it. People are ignoring her.
Yeah.
I'm from New York, so for me, a desert is Bergdorf's when they're low on Handmacher suits, or Barney Greengrass when they're out of locks.
You know, I feel like this would be low pressure.
Oh, yeah.
No one's listening.
No wonder this city has flashing lights everywhere. It's the only way to get people's attention. Maybe tomorrow, instead of an updo, I'll dress like a Christmas tree.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
This is tough.
Over here! Told Philadelphia. Over here, turn right! Told Philadelphia.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That is so rude.
Say, get over to your damn table before this poor woman has a stroke. It's full of shrimp cocktail. There you go. There's your incentive. Yeah, hustle now. Kiss, kiss, and sit your tookus down.
God.
Sit down, Berta.
It's been so long, some of you might have forgotten.
Yeah, this is rough.
I hate this.
And I was like, take the A train. It's faster.
Well,
You know what? She did it, though.
it's interesting because she's used to having everybody just like be focused on her.
Right.
She's not the main attraction.
Gee, you're like
That
my kids.
sucked.
I finally get you
For
quiet,
her.
and then Grandpa shows up with a suitcase full of donuts.
Now they're paying attention to her.
The man who needs no introduction, ladies and gentlemen, the great Shy Baldwin.
At least now she knows the pressure's
Hey,
off.
she killed it.
Yeah.
She went out there, did her thing. It's gonna happen.
Just keep in mind, the crowd is from all over, so they don't know where the Bergdorf's is.
That's actually not bad advice.
Really good
Yeah.
advice, yeah.
Chin up. You're gonna be great. Tony, I gotta talk to you. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, none of that was wrong.
It's not wrong at all. He's a show business.
Yeah.
You know, he is food and beverage, but you know what I mean? Like
He's running his club. Yeah.
Nice prolonged panic. All right, let's go. What? Come on, Susie.
I wouldn't go until I was done eating.
No. Shrimp cocktail.
Yeah. Let me finish my shrimp.
Yeah. That is pretty funny. That guy in the background be like, "This is the best shrimp cocktail I've ever had."
Get back up there and say something funny. Like, I'm a comedian? That's fairly hilarious right now.
See, this is just the kind of like telegraphed punchline
Yeah.
crap that I can't stand.
The Henny Youngman kind of thing.
Yeah. Take my wife,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
People have fought and died, so I can do stupid things like leave the sugar out of a cake or forget to bring an extra diaper with me when I take the baby to the park.
That was good. Yeah.
Hey, it's my boss! At least until an hour ago. Are you still my boss?
I don't know. You're saving all the good stuff for them.
Favorite performer in the world, at least until he fires me, Shy Baldwin.
Nice.
That is cool.
Okay, I can sing. Let me know if you feel faint. I'm good.
Nice.
This is cool.
This is great,
yeah.
That ain't my song. That's Reggie's song. You can borrow it. Why? Your voice don't work no more. I'm not who went flat tonight. Oh, I see you in the fighting mood.
Oh, he's gonna sing. I would love that.
Oh man! All right. I didn't know he could sing.
I've never heard him sing.
Either.
I can't be responsible for what happens. People gonna find out who the real star is.
Oh, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Makes me down. Music still my baby, baby.
I hope he gets the right starring vehicle at some point.
I really do. You know, Devil in a Blue Dress, the Denzel movie.
Yeah.
How it's like based off of novels.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a great Easy Rollins.
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
This brisket is magic. You'll see. It grants wishes.
She's making brisket in the kitchen. That's awesome.
Thanks for the party. One more room service club sandwich and I'd beat someone to death with my bass.
The reason the angel of death spared us.
So, Midge makes a brisket. And no one invites me? I had a hunch you had something to do with this.
Yeah.
If you make me fat, I'll fire you.
It's the blonde woman in the glass. Is that Christy Maloney?
I don't know.
It looks like her.
This is the new spot. New place here. That's a really cool shot. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I like how it ended with that song. And
Yeah.
we transitioned to them moving into the new place. So I always say this: I want to watch the next episode right away with the show.
Yeah.
Because the apartment's finally gone.
Right. Yeah, it's been kind of a downward spiral for a while. With the Weissmans, and we've kind of gotten there. I don't know if the crap apartment would have been better or living with Moish.
I mean, I think that I'd take the apartment over living with Moish and his wife. I feel like
I would too. I get
a little stir crazy, be like cabin fever in there at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but their dynamic is always fun when the four of them are together.
It's so much fun. Like
it's so contentious.
Yes,
they get passive aggression. Like it just bounces back between passive aggression and actual aggression, and back and forth and back and forth.
We saw how it was in the Catskills when there's other people there, and still they find a way to annoy each other.
Moish was impossible in the Catskills.
He was quite bad.
Yeah, he was just like, man, this guy just wants to bother everybody.
Some people are that. It's his nature.
Right.
It's that way. But no, how long? I wonder how long we're staying in Vegas for. Probably not long.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, there's a tour. I mean, we're doing a tour season now for sure. They listed off they're going to be in Miami at some point here.
That'd be really cool to see that.
And they listed a couple other cities I'm blanking out on. But yeah, I expect a lot of movement throughout the series this season. Obviously, starting off with Vegas is great. Visually, we had a whole lot to play with there. There was a lot to see, and again, just like every other episode, I'd say at least over the last season and a half, only because I started paying attention, you could take a still shot of almost any single camera frame in an episode of this show, and it's a beautifully composed shot, perfectly lit, perfectly composed. Everything just looks great.
The composition, you can't speak enough about the composition. It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned that in the first episode of this season, I think, is that like it's as good as anything you'll see in a theater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let alone on television. So, I mean, it is fantastic. And I think it's this next episode, episode 4, that somebody said that's what won the Emmy for best cinematography.
Well, okay, so it's gonna top episode 1 because
apparently there's something big coming up.
There must be.
And I'm
because we've had some definite standout moments
in all 3 episodes that we've seen so far. There's, I would say, any of those episodes are worthy of the Emmy.
I agree. I would agree with that. Yeah,
that's the big takeaway for the show for me. Aside from performances, this is the set design and the production value of the show.
The painstaking attention to detail, and the camera work and the long shots that involve so many moving parts like you don't see on other shows or even in many movies. This idea of we're going to execute this very, very big set piece.
It is a set piece
that is going to be hard to pull off.
It's a dance.
And we're going to do it, and then we're going to do another one, and then we're going to do another one.
Yeah,
and it's not just done so we can say, "Oh, look, we have a oneer." It really does help set the atmosphere of the story. It's done for a purpose.
Truly, and you need the best to pull that up. No, it's no surprise they have the Steadicam operators from Goodfellas to do this.
Yeah, there's definitely some talented people working on camera work on the show.
It is so well choreographed. It is a dance. Like literally, people are coming in and out of the shot, and it's like so you can't see the behind the camera, but obviously it's people waiting and people tapping on the shoulder, go, pull out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it takes not one day. The old standard for for people working in Hollywood, they would tell directors it's about a minute a day for a scene
for filming, right?
And it's like that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's obviously changed.
Sure,
with TV, you have to work a little faster, but I mean, still, it's like, could you imagine just one day 60
You get
seconds.
60 seconds of actual usable footage that's
And
going
then
to go in. Yeah.
coming back every day and being consistent and so freaking good. It's mind blowing, guys.
For sure.
This show is one of the best produced shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't drop the ball anywhere.
No.
Today, we even had a long in and out multiple character wonder in the apartment that even included Ethan. Right?
Yeah.
Like he was in it. He was in and out of the shot.
He
Man, so
was.
someone was back there kind of wrangling that kid for that shot.
I know with kid actors, they usually have twins.
Yeah, very frequently because of the work schedule.
I wonder if
the
Ethan
working rules
is a twin. You never know. I mean,
right.
We watched some show where somebody told us there was a twin actors. I think it might be this one. I think Ethan is a twin.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of funny because you have to wonder if like they had one, like both of them working on that scene. Like
Yeah.
one does his bit of Esther being gone and walks off. Maybe the other one ready stage and ready to go afterwards. Yeah.
So you want a cookie?
So it's like, yeah, we only have to really wrangle, one kid half the time or two kids half the time instead of one kid all the way through that.
That's funny.
But no, so far, I mean, we're 3 episodes into this season, and so far it just keeps setting up the rest of the season. So the first episode set up the season.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode really set up the tour. This episode really sets up the movement that we're going to make throughout the tour.
Yeah.
The character relationships are evolving. I mean, I really feel like we've really set it. The last shot there where we set up the new life for the Wisemans, right? There's a lot to look forward to. Which when you're talking about binging, I'm like, there's not a better way to get someone to sit down and watch and watch and watch and watch than to end an episode with clearly showing that we have so much good stuff.
And it's
going
not a cliffhanger.
forward. No, not a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap like ploy.
No.
It's not gimmicky. It's right. Yeah, it's the storytelling is going in interesting directions, and here's where it's going.
Yeah.
Well, then I want to see where it goes.
Exactly.
This is textbook how to make a television
And all the
show.
best shows that we watch over here. Mad Men, Succession,
The West Wing. Yeah.
all these shows are so good at like stringing you along in the best possible
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah, they really know pacing.
Pacing's important.
I don't want to pile on, but I really feel like the guys, and I can't remember their names, don't really care, who did Game of Thrones. That last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones really could have taken a lesson from shows like this, and Mad Men and West Wing and Succession on how to respect your audience by paying attention to how you pace a show.
I think a lot of it is based off how many seasons you have too.
Sure.
I mean, Game of Thrones is a show that may have benefited from an extra season.
I think so.
But a show goes on for too long and you just lose interest. I mean, this show's kind of perfect in the sense that I think there's 5 seasons.
Sure.
And I think that's the perfect length.
Yeah.
And obviously we're in the middle of it. Season three in most shows, that's like a real turning point.
Right.
That's where you really determine if this show is going to be like an all-timer.
Yeah, you've kind of kicked off the rust. You've really explored. You know where your arcs are going. You get a sense of, and I'm talking as creators, not as an audience, but as creators, you kind of get a sense of where you're kind of going with everybody.
Yeah.
You mentioned third season. That's kind of when Parks and Rec
came into its own.
Did a complete reboot. That's at the end of season 3. That's when Mad Men kind of blew everything up.
That's when we knew we had something special.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was obviously it was a great show, but they weren't going to rest on their laurels, right? It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't going to be stagnant storytelling. So absolutely. And this show is a great example of that, right?
From season 1, which is pretty rare for a TV show,
right?
I think. I mean, how many first seasons of a show have you seen? Even Breaking Bad, the first season, you're kind of like, oh, it was really good, but is it going to get better? And then obviously it does.
Yeah.
With this show, they came out of the gate swinging, man.
Yeah, hard, right? The setup was that's what's so great about this. You have a linear single narrative, right? Yeah. Pretty much following one person.
Yeah.
Obviously, you make cases for some of those supporting cast, but centrally following one person, and none of it stays stagnant. We set up this story and it's brilliant. Now we're going to change it.
Yeah.
Now we've gotten to this point and it's brilliant. Now we're going to change it. It's like a different book every season, right? They really kind of like, okay, now that we had fun, with her kind of getting into the idea of being a stand-up comedian. Great.
Yeah.
Now we've had her kind of do a little life exploration of how serious is she about this. Great. Now let's put her on the road.
Well, exactly. And there's the ins and outs of a comedian. Obviously, I don't know everything because, of course, I'm a comedian.
Especially this time period, right?
Yeah. But similar to West Wing in a way, it's not. This show is less educational, but it is. There's a lot of fun you can have with that. Like, what are the ins and outs of being a comedian? Like,
And just show business in general.
But the fact
yeah,
they take their time on it. Like
Right.
season 1, season 2, and season 3 are all completely different so far. And the fact that you can show different dynamics in each season, hats off.
Yeah, completely. This is a fun time. It kind of makes me wonder after we do, because I obviously have no idea, but I kind of feel like this season is going to be about her journey is going to be which obviously it's a spiritual one, and a psychological one, but there's also a literal one going on, right? She's on the road. It's kind of a quest story. It kind of makes me wonder where we're going to be in season 4.
I know, right?
Right? Where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Do we tour every season after this? Probably not.
Probably not. Do we? I don't even know how the show as the show ends. Do we end the show as Midge winning everything? Right? Is she a major star? Does she give it up to be with Joel?
Well,
we don't know.
Touring is a big part of being a comedian.
Sure.
So maybe they still keep an element of that. Obviously,
Right.
this is our intro to it, so it's a little more romanticized.
Right.
But I mean, the big times after that, right? TV,
sure.
Movies, maybe.
And I don't know,
Copa.
Time period wise, I don't know what 60s. Once you made it as a comedian, it's not like now. Do you still have to tour and test new material? I don't know. Because I know now, right? Sure. Like I said, I've been into stand-up clubs with established performers who have notes in their hands because they're trying out new material.
We're trying to think of like what comedy was like in the '60s. Because
Right, yeah.
it gets pretty grim.
Yeah, for sure.
So
once you start rolling into,
I think post
you're rolling into Vietnam and stuff, right? Yeah, the world changes in the '60s pretty hard as we get there.
We cover on Mad Men.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes from here, and they've really set up a wonderful season here.
It's a fantastic show, guys.
Excellent. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.